Hi everyone. Today I'm going to bring you an unboxing of the brand new Cricut Joy, only this time I'm unboxing the new coral color, and I purchased it in the Ultimate Plus bundle, so this is the biggest bundle they offer. Just so you know, Cricut does occasionally send me stuff for review and to give my honest opinions, but in this particular case, I purchased this with my own money and you will only get my opinions. Cut the tape. Oh, I should probably move that. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, this box right here is going to be some of our materials, but we're going to set that aside so we can work our way through this box. This is your little instruction sheet so you can get started and get it activated. This is your little user guide, and it covers like all of the bundles and what comes in them. My original one that I unbundled was this essential bundle in blue. And then this is the one I'm doing today. And then you get safety and warranty information. And one of the really cool things that come with this bundle is you get your little heat press mat. And you also get the Easy Press Mini LT. And I believe the color matches, but we'll find that out in a minute. Let me make sure there's nothing else in this little section. Okay, this box here has got some more of our tools in it. We'll set that aside and get to that in a minute as well. And then right under here is going to be your, don't eat this. It's going to be your power supply and your machine. All right, I'm going to take this out of the plastic so I can leave the plastic in the box. And when you guys get your machine, there's this little piece of cardboard right here. This protects the blade so it isn't jostled in shipping. Make sure you pull your cardboard out gently so you don't accidentally knock anything loose. Okay, and we're going to put that back in the box as well. And I'll set the machine aside. Let's see if I can get this big box out of the way without knocking you guys around. Okay. So let's do this box first. This box, I believe, has got all of our tools in it. So you get a card mat. You get the larger 4.5, here I'll turn it that way, 4.5 by 12-inch mat. And you get 2 of these. That's a nice bonus. You get your small paper ruler that you could fold and put in with your carry bag to take with you. And you get the big tool set. You get the reverse tweezers, your weeding tool, a pair of Cricut scissors. I love these scissors. You get your spatula. You get a spare blade for the machine. And you get the scoring tool. We'll set those aside. You get a scraper. And then we get 3 pens. So you're getting the acrylic gel pen in white. You're getting the metallic marker in gold. And then you're getting the dual-sided pen in black. You've got a fine point on one end and your marker on the other. Now, these are the new universal pens that Cricut came out with, and you know they're universal when they have this little symbol. Here, let me turn it so you can see it. That little symbol right there. And then in the bottom, we also get our paper trimmer. Okay, now that I'm going to leave in there because I have a paper trimmer already out sitting right beside me. Okay, I'm going to put this box away. Okay, now let's see. I'll open this so you guys can see it. This is the little mini Easy Press. I have one of the first models and I absolutely love that press. I use it for everything. And I also keep it handy with me when I'm doing larger pressing projects in case I have a spot that doesn't stick. And you will get your little guide. And another don't eat packet. And then at the bottom of the box, you get your little cradle. This is where you rest your easy press so it doesn't burn your surface. Okay, I'm going to put these items back in the box. Oh, look, isn't it cute? And the color does match. Okay, so let's remove our little stickers. And we'll set it here in our little cradle. And I'll put all of my packaging back in the box. And put this box back in the other box. Okay, now that's not all, folks. I have another entire box that came with this machine. Okay, so we still have this to unbox. I'll get to that in a minute. See if I can move stuff out of our way here. But we also have this big box. And yes, I know it's upside down. I don't want everybody seeing my address information. So we'll open this one and we'll see what's in here, and then we'll get to the materials box. Okay, so we get 12 sheets of Cricut's printable vinyl. Love the printable vinyl. We get 80 sheets of value cardstock in pink, blue, and green. We get transfer tape. It's a sheet of 5.5 by 48 inches, which is perfect for the Joy vinyls. Looks like we get a sampler collection of Smart Iron-On and also one of Smart Vinyl. We'll open those up here in a few minutes just to see what's in them. Okay, I think that's just paper. Okay, I'll put that out of the way. And then we also get a set of insert cards. Now, these are the little R10s. They are super, super cute. They're only about this big. I love these for like little thank you cards at a party. Okay. Now, we'll get into what's in this part. Okay, so we get some more insert cards. These look like the R20 size, which is like your standard invitation size. And it looks like we get 6 of those, and then inside each one is the little insert piece that you would use with it. And then you get envelopes to match to go with those. We get Smart Vinyl, and you get several sheets here. I'm not sure exactly how many. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It looks like you get 11, and one of these is your practice sheet. This is the one you're supposed to do your first cut on. We'll make sure we leave that out. You've got Smart Iron-On. You've got pink, light blue, and this looks like a darker blue, maybe teal, and then red, and then black, white, gold, or possibly champagne, and there's 2 of those. And then we get transfer tape for the iron, or for the vinyl. It looks like there's 2. I think there's 10 sheets of that. Okay, and then we get more printable vinyl. There's 8 sheets there. We get value cardstock. This is their 65-pound cardstock. And it looks like we've got 2 purple, 2 gray, 2 yellow, 2 black, 2 of what looks like navy blue, 2 cream, 2 red, and 2 white. That is a lot of materials, guys. You could make a whole lot of projects with a bundle this big. Okay, let's see. Now, I'm going to put everything back in this envelope to keep everything nice and tidy, except for this piece of vinyl that we'll use for our test cut. Let's see, and we put these back. And I think that was everything that was in this envelope. I also love how they put them in these little cardboard envelopes. That makes it so easy. We could just throw this in our bag and the machine in our bag and we could go. Okay, I'm going to set this up and plug it in here in a few minutes. And then I will even do a first project and a sheet of stickers. Okay, so this is the Smart Iron-On. You get white, red, pretty sure that's black, a seafoam, a pink, and a blue. And the sheets are, looks to be 2 feet long. That's a really nice amount of Smart Iron-On. You could do a lot of projects with that. Okay, now let's open up the Smart Vinyl. Okay, that box was stuffed. Okay, so we've got, looks like a yellow, orange, and then there's a green, a white, black, red, and blue. And I'm afraid to unroll this, folks, because if I do, I won't get it back in the box. It says we get 6 sheets that are 5.5 inches by 3 feet each. You can make quite a few projects with that, too. Okay, I'm going to make room and clear all this out and set up to do our first project and all of that stuff, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I've zoomed you in a little bit, and I'm going to try to take you from the very beginning with the complete setting up the machine. I have the machine right here, and I've got my other Joy mat underneath because I've already been using it, so there's no point in me pulling out a new one. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to tap on this little icon right here that shows your machines, and I'm going to go down here to add new machine. I want to set up a cutting machine. And I want to set up a Joy 2. And then it's going to tell me to make sure I have room behind it and all that. I have nothing behind it. And then it's going to tell you to plug it into the wall. We'll do that right now. Have the cord right here. And it plugs in right here to the back. Now make sure you get your fingers out of the way after you do that so that it doesn't move and hit your hand. Okay, and then we will tell it to continue. Okay, it's found the machine, and we're going to tell it to connect. Yay! Okay, now it's probably going to do a firmware update. We have to tap on I agree and then activate. This doesn't usually take too long, but it's dependent on your internet speed. Mine has not been great today because we have not so great weather. Almost there. Okay, and we are good. Okay, now it wants to do the test cut. Okay, now this is our practice sheet that they gave us, and you can, oh, I should probably get in view. You can gently peel this sticker off so that you're not wasting that corner of your vinyl. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to do, because I want to make sure nothing shifted in shipping, is I'm going to drop this blade down and make sure it's all the way in. And then when you load your vinyl, there's a little sensor right here. As soon as your piece of whatever you're doing touches that sensor, it's going to start trying to pull it in. So what I like to do is make sure I'm under both guides. I hold the back up a little bit, and then I push fast. And that way, I'm more ensured that it will load it straight. Okay, now I'm going to move this a little bit because I can't see. And I'm just holding my finger under it so it doesn't catch on the side of my iPad. Okay, and we are done, and it says to unload. And from what I can see, it looks like it cut perfectly. I'm going to hit continue on my iPad. And we're now going to let that close for just a second. Now we will grab our weeding tool. Now what I like to do, I kind of like to have this whole sticker and just have the letters weeded out. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm just going to weed out the letters and make sure that it did a good job cutting. And it looks like it did a great job. Oh, grab the dot from our eye. Okay, and as you can see, did a great job. Please don't mind the fuzz. And I'm going to save this piece because I can still use the whole rest of this piece for something else, so there's no point in me wasting it. Okay, we're going to set that aside. Now, the project that I want to do is a print and cut project. And while it is probably not going to tell me I have to calibrate, I'm going to calibrate because I want to make sure that I get a good cut. So I'm going to tap those 3 lines, and then I'm going to go down here into settings. And then I'm going to go into print and cut settings, and I'm going to tell it I want to calibrate my machine, make sure it's on the Joy 2, and that I am on letter size. Make sure my printer has paper. I'm going to hit done. Oops. Let's try that. Oops. Really? Let's do that one more time. Actually needed to tap on calibrate. Okay, we want to send to printer. And then next. And then we are going to leave everything pretty much as default. Okay. And then it tells you what your print should look like and that you should have a 1/2 inch all the way around. Okay, there we go. And my printer is printing. Now this is where you will need your paper trimmer. Okay, and then this is what your printed page looks like. Let me move my tablet for just a second. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your paper trimmer and you're going to load your piece. And basically what it wants you to do is just to cut right down this dotted line. And don't panic if you're a tiny bit off, like I just was. Okay, and then we'll move the paper trimmer. And now we will grab our mat. Another handy tip, when you get these mats, put a sticker on your cover sheet. That'll help you not lose your cover sheet when you drop it on the floor. And it will also make sure that every time you put your cover sheet back on, that it is going on the right way. Okay, now you're going to load your piece of paper right up against this line and just under this top line. Probably should have waited for my paper to dry. Okay. All right, now I'm going to tell it next. Make sure that my blade is loaded, and then it tells me to load the mat. Now the same thing here, I want to make sure that my mat's just under these. The back half of my mat is lifted up a little bit, and I'm just going to push fast. Now I may have to turn off some of my lights in here. This might be too bright, but we'll see. Okay, now we're supposed to remove this little centerpiece. Try to be careful. You don't want to accidentally scrape up your outer edge. Probably would have helped if I had done this so you could see. Tells you to remove the little square without removing the mat. And then tell it next. Now what it's doing is it's going to scan that little area of the piece that it cut out. And this should give you just darn near dead perfect calibration. Okay, now it's telling me to unload. Now, if we take this and we take our little weeding tool or whatever you have handy, when you pull this little black square off, you shouldn't see white on the edges of this, and you shouldn't see black here. As long as this, yours looks like mine, your calibration should be amazing. Let's get rid of all of this. And I'm going to put the cover back on my mat for a few minutes. I'm going to move it out of the way. Okay, calibration is done. Now I'm going to do a new project. I want to go into my stuff and into projects. I have made a little guide sheet that opens up in Design Space, and what this is it's just these red boxes. They won't print, they don't cut, they're just there for your guidance. This helps me place all of my stuff for print and cut so that I know it'll fit when I go to print it. So I'm going to add images. And we're just going to grab, let's see, I really like that. Now these are going to be big. I would normally take a lot more time. I would kind of shrink them down. I'd make some really cute little stickers. And I would fill everything up so that I'm using all of my space. Now that one I am going to have to shrink because that one was way too big. Let's see, and I think I'm going to turn this little guy around. And we'll shrink him some more. Okay, let's go find some more. Here, let's move him for just a minute. Okay, I can't do it. I just can't leave that one that big. Okay, and then we'll add this little guy. And I basically just want to make sure I'm inside my little red borders. see, will he fit right there? I think he will. Oops. Okay, let's go add some more. You guys will have to excuse my fumbling. I don't use Design Space on my iPad very often, so I kind of forget where stuff is sometimes. Let's grab this one. Okay, let's turn this little guy sideways. We'll make him a little bit smaller. Okay, that made more room for this one. Let's see, I have that one in there twice. I'm going to have to go a little bit smaller with this one. Okay, are we good? No. No. Come on, scooch just a tiny bit. Okay, there we go. Okay, kind of like that set. Now we'll work on the other side. Now I'm going to take my little guide here and I'm going to move it out of the way. And I'm going to draw a box around all of these. And then down here, I have these options of duplicate, group, attach, or whatever. For the time being, I'm going to ignore those. I want to go over here to flatten, and that'll turn all of this into a single image. Okay, now I'm going to put my little guide back up here just to make sure everybody still fits. Okay, everybody still fits. And I think I actually want to make 2 sheets of the same thing. So now I'm going to duplicate that. Okay, so we just have 2 of the same thing. Here, and I'll scoot these over. Now, I will put a link in the description down below this video that will contain this sticker sheet with these 2 guides so that you guys can use them in the future. Okay, let's make sure. Okay, let's see. They're all set to flatten. So I think we're good. Okay. I think I must have accidentally made them a fraction too big when I was working on them. Okay. Now I'm going to go to Make It. And it's going to show you how it's going to line them up. And then we're just going to go to Next. And then I want to send to printer. Next. Am I good? I'm good. We'll put the little printer button. And I'm just going to close that so I can get it out of my way. Okay, our print is done. And this is the same thing. You'll want to grab your paper trimmer. We're just going to center that the best we can. I'm pretty sure that's pretty close to the middle. Okay, now one of the things you want to watch out for, you'll notice there's a little number right here in this upper corner. This one is labeled number 1, and this one is labeled number 2. Make sure you don't mix these up when you're setting them up on your mats to cut. Okay, so we take the cover off our mat. Make sure that we have number 1. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to get it on our mat as straight as we can. Okay, and then we're going to go back to the iPad. And we're going to set our material. And this is Cricut's sticker cardstock. Let's see. I probably flew right past it. I did. Okay, pressure is set to default. And I think I'm actually going to set that to more just to make sure I get a good cut. And I want to remember the settings because it's still got to do another page. Okay, it's telling me to make sure my blade is loaded and then to load my mat. So same thing, I'm just going to get the mat started and make sure I'm under both tabs on the side, and then I'm going to push quickly. And this little bit that you see around the outside edges here, this is the bleed. And what that's designed to do is to protect you in case your cuts are off just a little bit so that you won't end up with white edges. In this case, it probably won't matter because I think all of these bunnies were white, so it wouldn't probably be noticeable. In case you missed it, it is going over each of these twice, which is a great thing because it means you'll probably get an amazing cut. Okay, now we're going to unload. Now what I like to do is there's currently a giveaway going on, and completing a project gets you an automatic entry for a $500 giveaway from Cricut. I like to turn my mat upside down like that and then kind of peel away the mat from my material, and that way my material doesn't get all curled up. Okay, now we're going to set up sheet number 2. You just want to try to make sure that it's straight. Okay. And it's telling us same thing, load the blade and load the mat. Same thing, I'm going to come up and just make sure it's just started, and then I'm going to push quick. I think it's really genius how Cricut set this up so that it would print on both sides of the paper. These little bunnies are super cute. I think my granddaughter is going to love them. She loves stickers. I'm always making stickers. And it looks like we're done, and it's going to unload. Okay, now we're going to set that down. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to flip my mat upside down and kind of roll it off my material. I'm going to get my cover back on my mat right away so that it stays clean as long as possible. Okay, now let's see what we have. There we go. Look how perfectly that came off. Okay, now let me lift this up so you guys can see. You can see I got a pretty perfect cut all the way around. Aren't they cute? I guess I don't really need to show you the second sheet since it's exactly the same as the first, but we'll do it anyway. Now these were kiss cut. You could have also used the sticker maker feature and changed them to die cut if you want. Or we could have added an offset, which I just didn't happen to do on these. But there you go. Perfect set of stickers for my granddaughter. And a great introduction to the brand new Cricut Joy 2, and this is the coral color. When I looked on the website a little while ago, this particular bundle was out of stock, but if you just give it a couple of days, they'll probably be back. I hope you really enjoyed this and maybe learned something, and happy crafting!